Diddy update. Excuse my background. I got fabrics over there. I got all type of stuff for my business. So I'm gonna give people a chance to load up in the room. But as you load up, please hit that like button. I got some updates on what the raids, what they found on Diddy. And let's just say the RICO is coming. It's coming. We gotta be patient. And I think this is on track with governors. Because she said something's gonna go down in March, and then again in August. So I think this is right on target, and Diddy is under a microscope, and he knows it. So I'm gonna give people a chance to load up in the room, and we're gonna get into the update. Hey everybody. Hey everybody. Thank you for joining. I wanted to hop on here real quick because there is an update. All right, I got that done. Sorry. Excuse my background, guys. Yes, let's get into... Yes, and shout out to Celebrity Scandalous who broke this first. So I like to give credit where credit is due. Fox News dropped some information about the results of the raid that happened this Monday at Diddy, all of his residents, basically. All right, so let's hear what they have to say. Fair use. Let me know if y'all can hear okay. Didn't mean to play that.
With exclusive information on the latest in the Diddy investigation. I have learned from sources that investigators have found several weapons inside his homes. Several. They also have found videos. It's been reported that Diddy has collected images of people in compromising situations at his residences. TMZ now obtained this video inside his home in Los Angeles after the raid by federal agents. It's reported that Diddy is the target of a sex trafficking investigation that comes after he was hit with a wave of civil lawsuits alleging sexual assault and trafficking. I've also learned exclusively that Diddy is in Miami. Authorities know exactly where he is. They've been in touch with his legal team. Sources tell me he's trying to avoid the paparazzi, and they're telling me he will not be arrested soon. Former NYPD Detective Derek Parker, known as the hip-hop cop, is joining me now with his thoughts on how this plays out. First, nice to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
So you know Diddy, right?
Yes.
In what way?
Back in the 90s, I was assigned to the NYPD. I was the hip-hop cop back then, so I had to assist in arresting him in several instances where there were some crimes committed.
What were those arrests for?
One was the Club New York shooting. He was with J-Lo at the time, and the other one was the Steve Stout assault that happened with MTV.
Right. Okay. So I have some exclusive information which you just heard. The fact, if it's true, that they found a lot of weapons at his homes, what do you think this could mean?
Well, what happens here is that the federal government started a case with him. Apparently, the search warrant that had his houses in Miami and LA was pre-planned already. They knew they were going to do that. So they have a much bigger case. Right now, with the guns, they're going to check them. They're going to trace them, see if they were used in any crimes. They're going to go over anything about cooperators that are cooperating with them. They're going to be talking to a lot of people about certain criminal acts that he might have committed, and then go from there.
And what about the videos?
Well, they're going to sift through those videos. They're going to look at them and then see if there's any criminality on those videos, and then they'll go from there.
So what do you think? I mean, it just seems like the house of cards might fall for Diddy right now.
It's not looking that great. Right now, I know that he has higher powered attorneys, and with all these allegations that are coming out against him and against other people, a lot of people are starting to be very nervous about what's going on.
When you arrested Diddy back in the day, what kind of interaction did you have with him?
More professional. I mean, he knew who I was. I knew who he was. And whenever he got into trouble, it was like I was like his detective. So, you know, I always had to come to the precinct of whatever happened, and then to deal with him, to make sure that everything was good with the detectives there and then everything else going on.
We should mention that Diddy has denied any wrongdoing. As of right now, he's saying he had nothing to do with anything. So.
Right now, it's just an investigation.
Right. But it seems like all of this came to light after his ex-girlfriend, Cassie, alleged that she was in a very abusive relationship with him.
That accelerated things. I mean, his settlement with her and other criminal acts that she alleged have happened, and then other people started coming forward, so it's like a house of cards.
Yeah, and I think there's several people right now that are alleging that they were in allegedly compromising positions at Diddy's house, being forced to do things that they didn't want to do.
There are a lot of things that are coming out right now, and what's going to happen is that the government's going to go through all of these things that they have uncovered, and they're going to see if there's any criminality. If any charges are to be brought, they will bring them later.
So let's talk about this, because I'm not like into the weeds of all this.
Okay.
But apparently TMZ is reporting that Suge Knight, who's in prison right now, right? And he's
in prison. Yes, he's in jail. For he ran over an individual in Los Angeles and he committed a homicide.
Okay. So TMZ is reporting that Suge Knight has said to Diddy right now, your life is in danger.
Yes. Okay, what he's probably saying, I can't speak for what he's saying.
Yeah.
Because of everything that's going on right now, there's probably a lot of people that are upset about what's going on. And then, you know, even yesterday I started seeing things online where people are starting to make threats towards 50 and Diddy is starting to go back. And this is how it starts in hip-hop. It starts right on social media, and then it goes into the streets.
It does. You know, you don't hear about that too much. I mean, back in the day, yes, right? There was a lot of that.
Back in the days, you had diss records where people would do diss records, and one rapper would talk about the other rapper. Now they go to clubs and places, and this is where they meet, and then there's always collateral damage.
Okay, so there's also been talk. I didn't realize like there was this Camp Diddy. We're hearing that Usher, when he was a young man just starting in the business, he went to Diddy's house for an extended period of time. Even Justin Bieber was brought there. I think he was 15 years old. And now we're kind of looking at their interviews that they gave years ago about being at Diddy's house and what transpired. We're looking at it differently.
Well, they are, because they were young men at the time. So with all the sex trafficking allegations that are out right now, this is what everybody's looking at. They're looking at the past and the present.
So we're hearing that Diddy is not going to be arrested anytime soon. What do you think is going on in the meantime?
Well, the government is building their case. Apparently what they're doing is they're going through all the witnesses or cooperators that they have, all the evidence that they've uncovered, and they're going to see if there's any charges that are going to be brought up. But you'll see something happening very soon. This is not over.
I was about to say, and the Southern District of New York?
And that's one of the most prestigious districts. I just testified in the Eastern District about a month ago, so I know.
So you know these guys don't fool around?
No, they don't fool around at all.
Tarek Parker, thank you so much for being here. The Hip Hop Cop.
All right, so there you heard it. Shout out to Fox News. You heard it from Rosanna. She's from the New York Fox News. The investigators, when they executed the warrants, they found a lot of weapons, which it has been accusations that, and this is all alleged, Diddy has not been charged with anything. I think what's happening, they did the same thing with R. Kelly. They're building their case right now. So when they executed those search warrants, they found video, they found weapons, and things like that. And so with all the evidence that they did obtain, now they have to sift through all that evidence to see if any criminal charges can be brought forth. All right, so the wheels of justice are slow. But I wanted to bring you an update because...
And breaking news from just moments ago, a judge has sentenced FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried.
And then we heard from the hip-hop cop from back in the day. He used to follow Diddy through the 1990 Blicky and all his different alleged crimes. Steve Stout, which he ultimately had to settle. But he gave us a roadmap as to what's happening. And I just feel like they're following the same protocol like they did R. Kelly and Weinstein. They have obtained computers and video footage. They are alleging that he has a lot of video footage of different celebrities in compromising positions. So expect to see more exposure from other celebrities and things like about other celebrities. I see this comment, main. This is Sean Combs. Please don't believe this stuff. I'm safe hiding out. I made a page real quick to see how many people are talking about me. I mean, this is what you want, right? You love all the attention on you. So here it is. We are blogging. We're blogging all about you, Ultimately, I think with my logical mind, and you are innocent until proven guilty. And if you are innocent, then the wheels of justice will work in your favor. Work in your favor. But I have a question. Did you do it? Are you ever going to tell the truth? Are you ever going to be accountable for your wrongdoings that you have put forth onto the world? And what I'm most disappointed about, since you want to be in my chat, Sean Combs, what I'm most disappointed about is you achieved a lot of wealth and success, which is so hard for a lot of people to do in our community. And what I'm most disappointed in is how you have exploited our people and used our people. And what I think is going on here is you have a real addiction to power. I'm disappointed. This is the second time you've been in my chat. And I have a right to talk about what I want. And I feel bad for the victims. And I hope you are on your knees praying to your Lord and Savior for mercy and grace at this point, because right now they are gearing up to set you up for a RICO. The writing's on the wall, and I wish you the best. And I just hope it all was worth it, because there's a lot of things you could have did with your influence and your platform. You could have really did good for our community. You could have really elevated a lot of people in their careers, but instead you decided to rob our own people. Still, you have lawsuits from inmates in prisons from stealing music. Happy Friday, Curves. All right, so for those of you who are just joining, I just provided an update on Diddy. I'll play it one more time. But apparently, Diddy is in my chat. This is the second time he's been in my chat. He was in my chat the other day saying, don't believe the news. I mean, I grew up watching you. So the evidence is out there. Hey, Melanie Jones, good morning. Let me play it again for those who are just joining. Breaking news out of New York. Fox News. They revealed some of the findings of the raids. Let's see. Let me play it again. Yeah, this is the second time he been in my chat, but you see that main person? Read the comment above. He was in my chat the other day too. Don't believe the news. Here we go.
Right now with exclusive information on the latest in the Diddy investigation. I have learned from sources that investigators have found several weapons inside his homes. Several. They also have found videos. It's been reported that Diddy has collected images of people in compromising situations at his residences. TMZ now obtained this video inside his home in Los Angeles after the raid by federal agents. It's reported that Diddy is the target of a sex trafficking investigation that comes after he was hit with a wave of civil lawsuits alleging sexual assault and trafficking. I've also learned exclusively that Diddy is in Miami. Authorities know exactly where he is. They've been in touch with his legal team. Sources tell me he's trying to avoid the paparazzi, and they're telling me he will not be arrested soon. Former NYPD Detective Derek Parker, known as the Hip Hop Cop, is joining me now with his thoughts on how this plays out. First, nice to have you here.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's the hip hop cop that followed him in the case, the 1999 papaling of the young woman in the face, and she's been out here recently speaking out, pushing to probably get her case reopened. I don't know. I doubt if they reopen it, but yeah, he's gotten away with a lot for a lot of years. Shout out to the mods, yes. Yeah, no, he changed his name. So if you look at the top of the chat, it says main. It says, this is Sean Combs. Please don't believe this stuff. I'm safe hiding out. I made a page real quick to see how many people are talking about me. So he was in my chat the other day. I don't know if it's really him or not, but you know, I'm gonna say my piece about the situation. Where there's smoke, there's fire, and I'll say there has not been any criminal charges filed against him, and he is innocent until proven otherwise. But they found weapons, and we in Little Rod's lawsuit, he alluded to him weapons trafficking, also DRUGS trafficking, and SEX trafficking. Okay, all types of traffic running through the Diddy camp. All right. Also, Odie, he made reference in his interrogation about the different things that Puffy, P. Diddy, Sean Combs is involved in. And I believe Odie is going to be a witness. I believe Odie is going to be a witness. Jiminy Crickets, yes. I believe he is going to be a witness. And I think Diddy's downfall is the fact, and as all of these predators, R. Kelly, their downfall is always their voyeurism. They love to watch back their crimes. It's like a souvenir. Just like serial killers, they always keep like some type of souvenir after their crime so that they can reminisce and think about the crime that they committed. But what I'll reiterate what I said earlier when Diddy first dropped in my chat. You know, I'm disappointed. You have achieved the impossible for our people. You have achieved wealth. You have achieved success. And what's disappointed about it is once you got that wealth and success, your power went to your head and you started to exploit your own people. And it's something, quite frankly, very sick about that. Rather than live, you had an opportunity and a platform to lift our people up. And what do you do with it? All because you don't want to walk in your truth and be honest and say that you play for both teams. Nobody cares at this point. It's not even about your sexuality at this point. It's the way you have manipulated and taken advantage of people through the years. Yes. Yes, Curves. I agree with all of what you're saying, but it's just sad. There's no arrest yet. And I was watching Nancy Grace, and I was watching her legal panel that she had. You know, now that they have gathered the evidence, now they have to sift through all of that to see if there's any criminality in it all right? So it's going to take them time to do that. And that's why I think Governors is on track when she says not only is something going to happen in March, but again in August, because they have to sift through all that evidence. You know, and then that let me speak to that. Melanie, thank you for your thoughts. This has been out here for a long time. These allegations about Diddy and the type of person he is business wise. Why people run to work with him still? I don't know. What you thought? He gonna change his ways? A leopard never changes his spot. But this goes to show how people need to learn how to stand on their business and learn the business of the music industry before they walk in blindly so that they don't get taken advantage of like this. And you cannot take anyone's word for anything. You got to get things in contracts and things like that. So like Little Rod, although it's messed up that he didn't get paid, he should have had a contract. He should have handled his business. But it's coming back to bite him. Because he didn't handle his business and stand on it. It's coming back to bite him. But as a result of him hanging around Diddy for the last year, he gathered evidence, which tipped off the feds, which leads to them investigating. Be careful of the company you keep. Be careful who you do dirt around. And my word of advice to you, Diddy, real gangsters move in silence. They don't have witnesses. Yes, making up people walk across the Brooklyn Bridge in the cold. That showed what type of person he was. The band. Again, it was out here how Diddy operates. I remember the Locks on the radio arguing back and forth with Diddy about trying to get their publishing back. Mace. It's been out here, but y'all ran anyway because y'all so thirsty for the fame and the clout and to get on. At what expense? At what expense? Because you couldn't pay me $1 million to work with Diddy. And I had a friend that worked at Bad Boy. And she turned Jehovah's Witness after that experience. I'm just saying. Yes, they was the Locks and him was beefing hard. And I find it quite ironic that all of this is going down. I'm going to see the Locks. Can't wait to see Jada. They was going to spaz on him. Maybe so. Wolf and she trolling. Like, when he sat on her couch, he tried to make it seem like everything was all good. Him and Wendy. You never know. He probably still was cold in a gripe from when she exposed him. And if people would would learn to walk in their truth, you wouldn't have men like Diddy blackmailing you. Just saying. Just saying. Everybody's so excited to get to a Diddy party. Child, you go anywhere and party. If a party's good, it's good, no matter where you at. He got her fired, exactly. And she had to move to Philly. Wendy, yes. He's the type of man that will hold on to it. Hold a grudge. Please make sure y'all thumbs up in this video. Exactly. If you dishonest, no one can blackmail you. So what is going to happen is now that they gathered this evidence, all right, they found blickies, they found video footage. They have to sift through it to see if there's any criminal charges or if there's any signs of trafficking. Hit that like button. Thank you so much. Um, yes. They have to sift through all this evidence to see if there's any charges. So we won't see any arrests anytime soon. But they keeping his eye on Diddy. He has to keep a low profile at this point. I think is this best. And then to all these creepers coming out defending him, sick. Y'all sick. People just need to know when to shut up. But I think it's more of a clout chase than anything, especially when you got Carlissa chiming in. Child, Tasha K done dragged her behind. Done dragged her behind. But yeah, I think, Diddy really messed up when he went after Diageo. And he was winning that case. But Diageo was bigger. And come to find out, he was just a face of Ciroc. He didn't own it. Whole bunch of smoke and mirrors. The way Hollywood does. A whole bunch of smoke and mirrors. But Diddy, no Diddy over here. Hashtag no Diddy over here. I don't want no smoke. I'm just a commentator and I speak my opinion. And I grew up in the world of hip hop from the 90s, from the 80s to the 90s. So, I basically grew up with hip hop. So, I remember when this whole thing was going down. Hashtag no Diddy. But I appreciate every last one of y'all joining me. I just wanted to bring y'all this update. I have a meeting that I have to get to. Please make sure you subscribe. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to Larger Curves. Please subscribe to Melanie Jones Said So. Love both of these ladies' commentary. I always appreciate y'all supporting me. Until next time, Knotty Crew, I'm out. One.